Fight number 3, continuing our heavyweight card, and the number 1 seed in the entire circuit, Peter the Chief Graham, takes on the young Dutchman from right here on the Gold Coast, the boss Ricardo van der Bos.
Well, Ricardo van der Bos has actually been overseas sparring with some of the Dutch fighters over there and prepping himself nicely.
Van der Bos, originally from the Maduro gym, Hammer, so he's been back home where he's done a bit of sparring with former K1 champion Remy Bonjaski.
That's right, Bonjaski was the name that I was grabbing for there. But and of course all the stablemates, but it's Chief time!
Oh, the music! AC/DC's Thunderstruck can only mean one thing! Here he comes! The master of the Rolling Thunder! The true blue Aussie battler, the Chief Peter Graham! He has been unstoppable this year, Peter Graham. Great victory last time out over Jay Heppy. Also victory over Ronnie Sefor. Top of his group in Group A, the Chief Peter Graham, and looking for a KO win to end the year here against the boss Ricardo van der Bos.
Well, he's been unstoppable, the Chief, from Sydney. Done a sterling job, and they're really knocking on that K1 door.
I tell you what, Hammer, the politics of the K1 may have been against Peter Graham, but he is going to pound his way into that Grand Prix next year. And he's got to get past Ricardo van der Bos here tonight.
On the card, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 103.6 kilos, 21 fights, 13 wins, 11 by way of knockout. From the Five Rings Dojo here at Mermaid Beach, he is the Dutch Muay Thai champion, Ricardo van der Bos.
The boss, Ricardo van der Bos, good applause for him, now calls the Gold Coast home.
His opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in
Looks prepped as always. Big hello to his cornerman. A regular viewer of all of our Fox Sports shows, Peter Dale from ISEC.
By way of knockout, he's trained by Alex Tui from
Also
the
Peter
Red
Nicholas,
Gym in
Fat
Sydney.
Blaster King.
Big hello, Peter.
Hope you're doing all right and enjoying the shows.
Alex Tui, the living legend, in the corner of the Big Chief. The Vass girls doing their thing in the ring, and we are ready for 3x3. The voice, Michael Chavello, the hammer, Mark Castanini. K1 explosion on the Gold Coast.
The lovely Lucy holds a number high and proud. She parades around the ring.
The fact that you know them on a first-name basis, Hammer, I won't say anything. Look at the stare down there from the Chief. He has been in good form this year, the Big Chief Peter Graham.
And I was told by someone who was out back, I said, there's this guy at the back, one of the fighters, spinning around on his head for some reason, doing cartwheels. And I said, that'd be Pete Graham.
That'd be him. We'll see if he can get the Rolling Thunder off here against van der Bos, who lands a nice right hand to the jaw of Captain Incredible. Biggest jaw in kickboxing, Hammer. Has its own postcode, Peter Graham's jaw.
Oh, he's been caught, Graham, just slightly by van der Bos. Tidy hand techniques from him.
Good opening here from Ricardo.
Break.
You may have also seen Peter Graham hammer on those Bonds commercials. And modelling the singlets.
The Chief it takes a little bit to wake up at times, and then there's no stopping him. And van der Bos working the hands nicely, though.
Break.
Michael, he's putting it together nicely, his boxing skills.
Well, the Chief wants to get back to the Grand Prix at the Tokyo Dome. He was there in 2003, and he lands a solid right hand.
He was caught.
Smack bang on the kisser of van der Bos. Nice 1-2 again from the Chief, and there's the turning left hook. Beautifully done from the Chief, Peter Graham. A little slow out of the gate, the Chief, but he's certainly turning it on now. And van der Bos has tasted the power of Captain Incredible.
Fight.
Jab, short right hand, double jab. He's gone! The big kibosh from Graham! See you later, Ricardo van der Bos. Why even counting, Hammer?
Oh, that's terrible refereeing. Terrible.
Shocking, he's still counting.
What are you doing? Putting a count on him. Center referee. Terrible work.
That was shocking, Hammer.
The doctor should have been straight in
corner should have
there.
been straight in. The doctor and the referee waving it off. Lights out for van der Bos. And folks, the Big Chief Peter Graham, will see him in Auckland in March.
He's rampaging through this K1 lineup, the Chief. And doing it in fine style. Pete Graham hasn't even broken a sweat. Set it up nicely, working through the guard. The van der Bos caught him 3-4 punches. Down went van der Bos. He was out. He was out on the way down, nearly took the ref out with him. Big right hand caught him, and the short left finished it off, and then the right to cap it off, and he was out cold. There was no need for a count there. The boy was in a bit of bother. He should have looked after the fighter.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been criticising Peter Graham all year that he's failing to knock out opponents lately, Hammer, and he's certainly back in the winner's circle with a huge crunching KO over the boss, Ricardo van der Bos. The Chief is through to the K1 Grand Prix Oceania in March in Auckland.
Well, who can stop the Chief? That's the question. And he is certainly on fire. And it's only got to be a matter of time before he makes it to the big...